So, please explain. So, say who you are.
My name is Abel Bizimana. I'm a public health specialist, but for the last 5 years I joined politics, and my skills and interface with people, experience with working with communities, all that made me a darling of the people. And when I intended to become a top leader of this district as a district governor, it didn't become a big deal. People voted for me. Why I'm saying this is that people will always associate with people who understand them, who communicate them in the language they know, who are passionate about their aspirations, and who also use methods that are socially and culturally acceptable. Kisoro is still highly cultural because it's a place of former Rwanda, and this one was a place where the king of Rwanda would rest from Kigali center, which was the center of the royal family in a place called Gasabo. When he could come to this county called Bufumbira, which was part of Rwanda, he would rest somewhere on the hill called Mnyarurembo, somewhere behind there. So all those people who would want to know where the king's palace is would be guided by this mountain. This mountain is called Muhabura. Muhabura means to be guided, to be shown a direction, to be found when you are about to be lost. So that was the guiding star, like the stars that guided the wise men going to see Jesus. So our mountain is called Muhabura. But there is a lot of story. We had so many deities, myths about our gods. We thought that our God stays on top of that mountain, and whoever wanted to pray would pray facing the other side. And we had our prophetess called Nyabinchi. Nyabinchi was staying behind that bamboo forest in a place called Ndorwa, and the people who wanted to pay tribute to God would carry a lot of things to that side. And this place is also famous for having been a center of the fighting in the world wars. This part was part of Germany, East Africa, and then the other side was British Protectorate, and then there was the Congo side of the Belgian Protectorate. So to fight for the territories, there was war. And in the place called Morora, means the hill called Morora that means to see. So that's where the German soldiers would want to see behind the enemy, and there are so many trenches there right now of World War. So besides, when after that war, when they wanted to mark the boundaries separating the three countries of Rwanda, Uganda, and Congo, the pillar number one was put on that tooth-like mountain called Sabyinyo. Byinyo comes from the word Idyinyo, meaning a tooth, and particularly a molar tooth. That's why that hill is called Sabyinyo. And the story goes that that is where the pillar number one to mark and separate three countries was made, and that makes a reference point where Uganda starts and ends. So this place is where Uganda begins and ends. And lastly to this story, Winston Churchill, the then Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, came to Uganda. Uganda had a governor called Andrew Cohen. So as they were trying to find, understand, and govern this place, Winston Churchill came to Kisoro. And it is at that entry towards, as you come to Kisoro, around the bamboo forest area where you went today, he stood at that place and looked to this side and saw a panoramic view of the undulating hills, conical hills, and then which finally become mountains, and had seen a forest of Bindi and other places. Then that's when he named Uganda a Pearl of Africa. So this place is where the name Pearl of Africa came from. And that name is also in the national anthem. It is the national logo, but nobody wants to tell the public and the world that Winston, when he said this is a part of Africa, he was actually meaning this place called Kisoro, and Bufumbira particularly. Let's come back to these people. Yes,